This spectacular lake in the foothills of the Alps is famous for its emerald green waters, small island with a church and an ancient castle on the cliff. No wonder that this fairy tale place is full of legends and myths. This is Lake Bled, one of the most popular places in picture-perfect Slovenia. Hi guys, my name is Rok and I spent last 9 years traveling around Europe as a tour guide, and I can't wait to show you things to do in Bled, Slovenia. Bled became popular already in the 19th century due to its healing properties like fresh air, clear lake, alpine climate and hot springs. That is why a Swiss healer, Arnold Rikli, built the first natural healing resort here. Nowadays, thermal springs are filling the pools in 3 hotels around the lake. But you can soak up the healing benefits of Bled also in this historic cafe Belvedere, perched on high pillars above the lake. It was designed by famous Slovenian architect Jože Plečnik as the waiting room for audiences of Yugoslavian King Alexander, who had his residence in the nearby Villa Bled. Here is where the Yugoslav president Tito hosted members of royalty, presidents and famous people. You can reach the cafe by climbing up the stairs leading from the walking path around the lake. According to the legend, there used to be a meadow valley with a small hill and a rock where mountain fairies danced at night. Shepherds grazed their sheep in the valley, which ate grass around the fairy rock. The fairies asked the shepherds to put a fence around their dance area so that the grass would remain soft. The shepherds ignored their request, and one day, the youngest and the most beautiful fairy broke her leg while dancing. The angry fairies called upon the springs and brooks to storm into the valley and fill it with water. Only the hill with a rock remained as an island in the middle of the lake where fairies could dance. To get the best views of the beauty left by the fairies, you'll need to do a hike to get to this hilltop viewpoint that offers the most iconic panoramas of Lake Bled. The hike starts on the western side of the lake, where right next to the road you can spot a bench and a sign marking the trail to Mala Osojnica. Most of the time, the trail is under the cover of trees. When you reach the long metal staircase, you are 5 minutes from this stop. From here, you can continue the hike to other peaks. The round-trip hike will take about an hour, but as you can see, it is well worth the effort. The best way to see Lake Bled is simply to walk around it. Walking around the lake is among the most popular things to do, and it should take you at least 2 hours, as the total distance is 6 kilometers or 3.8 miles. The route uses pathways and pavements wherever possible, and on the northern shore it runs along a lakeside road close to traffic. The views are gorgeous, and along the way you may come across some very pretty swimming spots, or you'll take a break in one of the cafes and bars with stunning views. If you don't like walking, you can still go around the lake. You can rent a bicycle, enjoy a ride in a horse-drawn carriage, or take a tourist train that runs around the lake every 45 minutes. Straža is a hill opposite to the Bled Castle. It is popular for nice, easy uphill walk and offers many summer and winter activities. The climb is not difficult and takes about 15 minutes, but if you prefer, you can take the chairlift. The top of the hill offers beautiful view overlooking the lake, the castle and the mountains. At the top is also Adventure Park Bled, set up in the natural environment of trees, suitable for beginners and advanced climbers. But the most popular summer activity is adrenaline tobogganing down the hill. The toboggan run is a lot of fun, and it gets to up some pace as well. Toboggan ride with chairlift ride is €10. In winter, if the snow cover is thick enough, the track becomes a ski slope. visit Bled, you have to taste Bled cream cake. As the name suggests, this dessert was invented here, more precisely in Hotel Park. It is offered in many pastries across Slovenia, and you will have no trouble finding it virtually everywhere in Bled. But the original Bled cream cake can be found in this Kavarna Park opposite to the hotel where it was invented. At the bottom, the cake has a golden crispy crust made from butter dough. Then it has a delicious vanilla cream of exactly the right consistency so that it does not collapse after cutting. And it is topped with whipped cream and a crispy layer of butter dough, and finally a good dusting of icing sugar. Original Bled cream cake has been made fresh every day since 1953. You can also have fun on the lake, as Bled is famous for rowing. Many international regattas have been organized here, including 4 world championships. There are several ways for rowing experience, as the use of motor-driven vessels is prohibited. This Bledna boat is a traditional wooden boat that fits up to 18 people and has its origins from the Middle Ages. This is a great option if you would like to save yourself the hard work of paddling to the island. For a romantic experience, you can rent a wooden paddle boat. You'll see places to rent these on your walk around the lake. If you want to go a bit faster, you can also take a kayaking tour. But more and more popular option is becoming stand-up paddleboarding. Lake Bled is famous for its clean waters, and you can swim everywhere you want, as there are many great spots. But there are a couple of main swimming areas, and Velika Zaka beach is the most popular place. This is a beach next to the camping site at the far end of the lake. Here are cafes, a restaurant and a small grocery shop. Beach has green grass and some wooden docks to jump off with great view of the Bled Island. Another popular beach is in the Olympic Rowing Center on the western side of the lake. This is home of the local rowing club that has produced several world-class rowers and Olympic Games medalists. Grajska beach is the closest beach to the center of the town, and it's a great place to relax for a day. It's equipped with 2 water slides, 4 outdoor swimming pools and beach chairs. Daily fee for this beach is €9. Bled has a stunning ancient castle perched on a cliff towering 130 meters or 430 feet above lake and offers spectacular views. Bled Castle is the oldest castle in Slovenia, with a history spanning more than 1,000 years. In 1500s, after a devastating earthquake, the castle was rebuilt and got today's shape. It has a double structure with fortified main part intended for the residence of the lords, and the exterior part with the walls and facilities is for the servants. In the castle is small but informative museum of Lake Bled's history, beautiful 16th century Gothic chapel, wine cellar, recreated Gutenberg printing press, and few other interesting things. You can use your phone to download an audio guide app to get a more personal experience of Bled Castle. But the most impressive experience is a lunch or dinner in an excellent restaurant with breathtaking views of the lake below and mountains beyond. The best way to reach the castle is by walking on the path that starts just above the Grajska beach. It will take you about 15 minutes of moderate uphill walk through the forest path that is also lit during the night. The castle can also be reached by car or bus, as there is a small parking lot. This is the only island in Slovenia, and on it stands a 15th century church dedicated to the Assumption of Mary. Before this church was built, here was a temple of Slavic pagan goddess of life and fertility. After the Christianization of Slavs in 700s, the ancient temple was replaced by a church. In the Middle Ages, Bled Island has become a popular pilgrimage destination. In the middle of the 17th century, the church was renovated and got today's appearance. In that time, the island also got other buildings, including a chapel and the famous staircase with 99 stone steps. The self-standing bell tower was built in the 15th century but was also renovated several times. It has 3 bells, including a popular wishing bell that is often rang by the visitors. Legend has it that a young widow lived in Bled Castle and commissioned a bell for this church in a memory of her husband. While the bell was being transported to the island, a huge storm struck and the boat with the bell was lost. The widow lived out the rest of her life as a nun in Rome, and when she died, the Pope himself sent a bell to Bled. It is said that whoever rings this bell and makes a wish, the wish will come true. Admission to see the interior of the church and other buildings is €12. You can get to the island if you hire a paddle boat or if you take a ride with an electric boat that runs every full hour and is docked in front of the hotel park. But the best way to get to the island is with one of the typical Bled Pletna boats. They are run by Pletna oarsmen, an esteemed vocation that is handed down from generation to generation, and they will charge you €15 for the ride. Lake Bled is a spectacular, fairy tale-like Pearl of Slovenian Alps. It's a perfect destination for outdoor and nature lovers and can be visited all year round. In summer, the lake is a popular swimming and rowing destination, while in winter, the lake freezes and becomes a fairy tale ice skating rink. With unspoiled nature, hot springs and alpine climate, it also offers healing properties. No wonder then that Lake Bled has the longest tradition in tourism in Slovenia and remains to be one of the most popular day trips from the capital city Ljubljana, as it is only 40 minutes drive away. If you want to see what you can do in Slovenian capital, check out my video about Ljubljana in the top corner. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can share your questions, suggestions or experience about Bled in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit notification bell to be notified about my future travel videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.